Well, everybody, it is that time of year. You're gonna hear me saying it's a beautiful day in Florida quite often because it is a beautiful day in Florida. But anyway, if you guys saw the last episode of the Subaru build, we're planning on doing the upgrades, the injectors, the 3-port boost controller, and all that stuff because we're gonna go get it dyno tuned. But I know as soon as I hook all that stuff up, put it in, the car is gonna be undrivable. Didn't want to do that, so I've been enjoying it. Took it on a rip yesterday. We're gonna take it to the phone store today because I need to get a new phone. We've been having fun with it, for sure. The plan is get this thing in here. I want to do a compression test, make sure compression's good. If it is, I've got a borescope so we can go into the cylinders, and basically I want to make sure there's not a melted piston. I have a sneaking suspicion that basically I have one injector that's sticking closed or gummed up or whatever, and it's not getting that amount of fuel to the cylinder, and that's why it's misfiring until you get into like high RPM, high load, high boost situations, and then it clears up. If that's the case, good possibility that we melted a piston. So anyway, I want to verify that before we put the upgrades on and go to the tuner, because if the motor's half blown up, like there's no point in going and getting it tuned. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. Check that over, assuming it goes well, do the upgrades and be ready for the dyno. So let's get into it. Subarus are not the most fun thing to do plugs on. Basically what you got to do is loosen the motor mounts, jack the motor up like 2 inches. That's enough to get the coil packs out. Probably not even that much, probably like 1.5 inches. It's a tight squeeze, trying to get everything to thread right. But on the one more to go, we've checked them all, I've borescoped them all, and so far so good. So you can see, we tested the last one, we had good compression. We were right around 150 for all of them, plus or minus. Oh no, it popped out of the hole. Plus or minus about 5 total. Oh, get in there. You can see on the left there, that is the cylinder wall. And there's, the piston relief. And then I have to use my other hand and twist it around, but then you can see the rest of the piston. So definitely really handy to have that. I got this on Amazon. I think the iPhone one was like 40 bucks and this was like 60 bucks. So, I mean, you can't complain at all for it to come with a screen. Super handy though. I'm sure I'll come up with a lot of uses for that. Motor seems healthy. I examined every piston, compression tested it. Seems solid. So now I'm hyped because I was it's been kind of hanging over my head this whole time that maybe I had a bad ring land. I'd melted a piston, and that's why it was running kind of rough and feeling like it was running on 3 sometimes. So if all cylinders are seemingly good, then hopefully that's not it. Yeah, next step, we need to get the injectors in, hook up the 3-port, check the plugs and everything else. So I love the idle on the LS Miata. So we put the Subaru on the lift last night. I was out of time. And so since it's on the lift now, we're gonna move on to wideband sensor. We need a wideband, we need to mount it, weld a bung in, put it in the car somewhere, wire it, etc. So let's figure out where we're gonna put the bung. That's step number 1. The factory one is down here. I got it marked out here. All right, I went ahead and pulled the downpipe out, which was a freaking struggle, man. One of the bolts was not having it. Hit it with some PB, and it finally came off, but I mean, it was still like, it was rough. It was one of those quarter turn at a time kind of guys, but we got it off, got the downpipe off. I decided to move the O2 sensor location down here because I found kind of like a good route to keep it away from the drive shaft, pop up in the shift boot, and then go right where it needs to be. We're gonna mount the gauge. So either way, I think this is a good spot for it. So I'm gonna start drilling and getting ready to weld it in. I think the old stepper bit's gonna do it. I think it's the only thing I have that's gonna be big enough for the head of the wideband. We need to trim the edges of this weld-in bung down. It's a little too aggressive for the curvature of the pipe. It's always nice welding and stuff when it's chilly out, because it I don't know. When it's hot out, you just get hotter because you're welding, but when it's cool out, you get a little warmer. It's nice. Need to bump up the gas flow just a hint. Should be good. was easy. I've been doing a lot of aluminum stuff lately. Like I built this expansion tank for Ben's car. And man, you know, like they can come out okay, but it's a struggle. Whereas stainless, it's just so freaking easy to get a nice weld. Especially something like this where it's a corner, you know, and you're welding something to something thick. You can focus a lot of the heat into that. It's, I don't know. Anyway, pretty easy. Not too bad at all. Now we just got to reinstall it. All warmed up. Instead of just putting that nut back on and dealing with it being a pain, the next time I inevitably have to take this downpipe out, I'm gonna weld the nut to the stud, pull it out hopefully, and then put a new stud in. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't end up welding this on and then it doesn't want to come out. So fingers crossed. Well, that didn't work. Just ripped the weld, took the nut off. That stud is in there. Downpipe is back in and bolted up. I tried again to get that stud out. Didn't happen. So I ended up cleaning the threads up and now it works good. So we're good. Disaster averted. Shouldn't be that terrible to come off next time. Shouldn't say that. You can see we got the sensor in. Pull this apart to try to route the wideband sensor wire up into here cleanly without, you know, losing too much of the insulation of the shift boot there. It's interesting when you go from building a car like a drift car that's just meant to go on track to trying to build a nice street car. It's like there's a lot more you got to pay attention to. You know, you want to keep it nice and quiet inside and keep any heat and fumes from getting in. So it's just interesting. It takes a little more work. This thing's getting destroyed every time I take it off too. So I just put a tiny slit. We've got our big connector. I just need to figure out, need to get the rest of the wires and figure out, because I'm gonna have to run them up into this area up here somewhere. So. All right, wideband is in. It's working. I've got it loosely mounted in here for now. I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of a like ABS plate for both the radio and this, because I had to take the thing out to fit it, but for now we'll just secure it somehow and that'll be good enough for what we need to do going and getting it tuned. So I mean, they'll probably have a wideband too, but it's nice to have one, especially when we're tuning it. So okay, well, that's hooked up, that's wired up. Now we can move on to the injectors and hooking up the 3-port boost controller. No. Well, at least it fell to the ground. Can't unplug this because we're gonna get coolant everywhere. I mean, I think we can get to it okay from here. All right, well, we got those two out. So these are STi pink injectors. I think they're supposed to be 570cc. I found them in the trunk of the car when I got it. They were supposed to be in, like, already installed. They weren't. So I have my concerns about these. I have a feeling that one of these is intermittently working. You know, it's going in and out, it's sticking, it's not flowing the same as the other, something. So that's part of the reason for upgrading to new injectors. Plus, we'll have more headroom, more capability. We can do E85, we could go bigger turbo. I mean, it'll take a long time for us to run out of the injectors that we're putting in here. Let's grab them, throw them in. Here are our new DW1000 1000cc injectors. It's really cool because they make injectors for like every single application. Like they have vehicle-specific injectors for these, with connectors for this horn. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to do any adaptation or anything. They make them. Any car I've changed the injectors in, the Miata, the RX-7, I've had them in pretty much every car I own and have had absolutely impeccable 100% luck with them. Never had an issue with an injector, a fuel pump, a filter, a fitting, nothing. Everything has all been good. So now I just pretty much don't plan to ever run anything else because I know this stuff works every time. Okay, gotta pop these guys in. All right, I got all the injectors in. This side seemed like it was gonna be easier than that side. It was actually trickier. We're gonna cycle the key, get the fuel pump to run, and just make sure we don't have any leaks. Okay, injectors are in. 3-port boost controller is connected, routed, lines are hooked up, all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to start it. I'm doubtful that it's gonna start well, because it's got 1000cc injectors and a tune for 570s, but I want to just try to start it, get it running enough to just make sure that under full fuel pressure at idle, we're not leaking any fuel anywhere. All right, it's running, no fuel leaks. It's obviously running quite poorly. It's just double the fuel that it should have, so not gonna run it long. Sweet, okay, it's time to head to the dyno tomorrow. Hope for the best. See you guys in the morning. All right, got the car on the trailer, loaded up. It ran good enough to get up here, so that's good. I wasn't sure if we were gonna have to push it or not, but it's on the trailer. We're ready to head out to the dyno and go try to clean the tune up on this thing and see what it makes. I'm excited for both things. I wanna see what it makes, what we can make out of it, and I'm super excited for it to drive good, you know, to get the low end sorted out and have a nice smooth power band. Oh, I'm hyped. Wish me luck. Look at that. We got the bass tune on, and that's not diesel chooching anymore. Old Subaru's about to go on the dyno. It already sounds so much healthier. Listen to that. Hey, that's just a bass tune. So I have to give a massive thank you to All Seeing Eye Performance setting all this up. It's one of those things, man, like I would have delayed and waited forever to get this thing on the dyno, and you made it happen.
Anything for you, Tim.
We've got the Subaru tuner I've actually met before, which I didn't realize I had met him before, but he's tuned about 7 million Subarus, probably, maybe more. He tuned my old coworker's Subaru. But it's very exciting. Oh, I was wondering how that works.
It's nice too, because these are cool, because if it's even a smidgen crooked, you can kind of just roll it real slow for a second.
And it'll straighten out.
Yeah, that's what I like about these dynos.
Oh, there's a power chart. That's pretty cool.
It's got its own Miata.
That's funny. I wondered why it went from like 620 to freaking, you know, low 300s. 99 ripping Shanyo. For run one, he's gonna run basically wastegate spring, and then we're gonna work our way up in boost level so that it runs good and clean at all boost levels. But just driving it from the parking lot over here where I unloaded it, already 10 times better. Like tip in and everything, and he said that that was the rough part of the map, so I'm excited. Hopefully it doesn't blow up on the dyno. I think it's loud.
Yeah, it is.
It's like so quiet at idle though. That is very loud. It's so quiet at idle. It goes back to idle and you can't even hear it.
250, 216 torque.
Which boost is that, do you know?
Let's see what it made exactly. About 14, 15 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was really like I'd be super stoked with 280. You know, that's pretty much what I was expecting. 250, 280, something in there. Very healthy. I had one ear plugged because this car is really loud. I need to put a muffler on there. And idle's so much better now. That sounded healthy.
We might have a small boost leak. You can see even looking at the curves, the boost is coming in super late, and once you hit about 5, it just like comes on real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
So it feels all right, but I think we might have a small boost leak, which would probably be why it tripped the MAF code last pull.
Okay.
So she has a smoke tester we can use. I'm gonna pop it on the intake real quick, but even so, it's still to 276.
276, dude. That's wild.
Let me see how much boost that was. About 16 pounds up top.
Oh, really? That's it?
About 15 pounds and up top here, hit about 16.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so that's super solid for that kind of boost level.
Yeah, we'll do like 18, 19.
Okay.
Assuming everything continues to go.
Right.
As it should. But I'm gonna kill it real quick and we'll smoke test it. And
see where we're at.
This should be coming on a little bit quicker. This should be coming in like that.
Yeah. So the smoke test revealed a couple weeks we had a leak on one of the 3-port boost controller hoses that I hooked up yesterday, and then a leak on one of the vacuum caps on the intake manifold. So we got those taken care of.
Still worried about the mass airflow sensor.
Yeah, the mass
maxed out.
Yeah, I don't think I explained that yet, but basically the MAF is maxing out at 4.98 volts. It's a 5-volt sensor, and at the boost level where the car is running at, it shouldn't be bringing in so much air that it's maxing out the flow of the mass airflow sensor, because that means the mass airflow sensor is reading at its max, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, not good. No, I replaced this sensor because I was worried about that was my problem with the car running kind of funny. and it didn't change anything. I bought a Subaru one, but I don't really trust that it's actually a Subaru one.
It does say it's a Denso part, but
yeah, you never know.
yeah, exactly. You never know.
You never know. So anyway, it's still doing what he wants fueling wise. Still going good. So we're just gonna kind of keep rolling with it for now and see how it goes. What was that?
271 and 236 torque. So
It sounded gnarly.
Came in, I was able to get it to come in a little bit quicker. And the mid-range is a little bit better.
Yeah,
So,
that's a lot quicker it seems. Yeah, wow.
all I did was pretty much add a bunch of wastegate duty in here. So
Just to keep it closed longer,
I guess
basically.
it might just want a lot more through the mid-range, which happens sometimes. Curves are still kind of a little funky. We still want this to come in a little quicker and this to kind of go like that a little bit more, but it's better.
Yeah, I mean it sounded real healthy.
It feels pretty good too.
Yeah, does it?
Especially above like 5,500 RPM, the last 1,500 or so. It
Just pulls hard, yeah.
Which you can see in the graph.
Yeah, you can see it kind of like.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm so excited. Are you hyped?
I'm so hyped about this. It makes me miss mine so much, it's not even funny.
It's out perfect, you know?
Well, I'm glad we can help you out.
Dude, thank you so much. Oh man, look at this thing, guys. Freaking getting tuned so much better. It's gonna be so, I can't wait. I can't wait. Because I really like everything about the way this car drives, except for the fact that it's never ran right. The tune has always been very annoying, so we're finally getting the tune taken care of, which is super exciting. Huge thanks to All Seeing High Performance. Check them out on Instagram. I'll link them below. I'll link pretty much every of their social channels below, but super awesome in helping get this done and get this sorted out. They arranged everything, figured it all out for us. They're like a liaison.
Something like that.
Sounded a lot healthier down low.
Oh my god, so much better.
That sounded way better. It came on way earlier.
So much better. It's night and day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's see.
It's got a small little dip at 4,800, but
yeah,
as
it
you
comes
see,
on
the
so
torque came in like
much
it
harder.
should there.
Yeah.
So,
wow. That's wild. Basically the same exact power. Way
yeah,
more torque.
two less, but pretty much
the
the same
average
thing.
is way higher too. 210.
Yeah.
It sounded like it came on like immediately.
Yeah, it did come on a lot quicker.
Like as soon as you got into it, it was like going.
That was about 17 pounds, tapering about 15 at redline, and it hit full boost at about, let's see, 3,800 RPM.
Wow, that's solid. That
I
sounds.
stepped on it about 3,100.
Yeah, so it pretty much got into full boost immediately.
Pretty much 600 RPM.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, that's so sick. That sounds perfect, honestly.
Pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
Where it hits that peak torque, I'll raise the boost there just a smidgen,
Okay.
and then just kind of taper it out a little bit less the rest of the way out. Get rid of that little hump there in the middle.
Try to just like make it straight.
Make it more linear.
It's so close. It's like
It's
every
fun.
run, it's like so like such a drastic improvement. I would have been curious to have dynoed it on the other injectors with whatever the base tune I had was, because
Just to see it.
just because it would have been so bad.
What boost is that at?
All right, so we made 283 that run,
About 17 pounds.
17 pounds-ish. Sounded like an animal. Sounded very, very healthy. Every run though, I'm like, this thing's gonna just let go and explode and obliterate into a cloud of smoke. I'm mildly terrified every time I drive this car. So this is pretty much where we stopped. 280.4 horsepower. What was it? Basically 260 torque.
Yeah.
Super solid. So this is a very, very safe tune, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm not worried about making 1,000,000 horsepower, getting an extra 20. It's only 18 pounds, which is not too much at all. It's basically set up to where we're not really stressing anything. We got plenty of injector headroom left. You know, we're not running crazy high boost, not a ton of timing. Like everything is very conservative, and that's on pumps. So, I mean, if I want to make more power, I could easily make over 300 on E. We could probably get it to 300 with a couple more pounds of boost, but I don't care about the number. I just want it to run good and be reliable.
I like how it's running on 93 with everything as conservative as it is. So the fact that you can beat on it all day without having to worry about the motor or the 5-speed going.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a really good power level for the way the car is set up right now.
Curves are really nice too. It's pretty linear to the top, which the stock
Yeah.
turbos usually have trouble keeping power up to red.
Right,
As
right.
you can see, it comes off a little bit there. But
Yeah,
that's
but not
that
much.
bad. That's
Not
bad
much at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Dude, I'm stoked. It sounds super healthy.
Yeah, it sounds really good, especially the last 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, it's just like, rah, like ripping. Sweet. All right, so we are done with the dyno.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
You're doing it, man.
Killing it.
You're killing the game.
Killing the strap releasement game. Well, we transported to Mexico to see the drivability of it.
Yeah, it's a few days later.
A few days later. Damn, it feels way better though. Like how responsive it is, getting into like just low RPM, not in boost yet.
Yeah,
Brakes aren't very good.
Nah, you're all right.
Well, the Subaru is back and unloaded. We kind of ran out of daylight yesterday and time in general. We did some street tuning to kind of iron it out, but we didn't go too crazy because we are going to eventually convert it to speed density and run it on E85. This was just kind of like get it running and driving decently for now on the MAF, since we are having those MAF issues. And then when we have more time, we're going to go back and do a more detailed tune on speed density. But anyway, I'm super happy with it. I haven't actually driven it. I drove it from the trailer to here, and I drove it from about the same distance to put it on the trailer. So this is gonna be my first time driving it fixed. I wonder if video of the way it drove before will show how bad it was, because like I feel like in the videos it might look like I'm just waiting forever to get in the throttle, but it's like I'd be full throttle for 3-4 seconds before it really got up in the RPM, started to get in boost, and then it would seem like I was just then hitting the throttle. So it seems way more responsive now, so I'm super excited. I'm so stoked. Huge thanks to All Seeing Eye Performance and Stu did like such an excellent job tuning this. He went above and beyond. He was smoke testing it, he was checking for boost leaks, he was pulled the MAF apart. Like he wasn't just like, oh, your stuff's running wrong, bring it back another time. Like he put the effort in. I had to like push him out of the way to be like, I got it, I'll do it. So anyway, just a great experience overall. Super awesome, guys. So yeah, let's take this thing for a rip, see what it's like. I'm hyped. I will say this car, with the reputation of Subarus, always makes me nervous that I'm gonna break it every time I drive it. I mean, we got a wideband now, we got a tune on her. It just feels so much better. Like just driving around right now, like I'm barely touching the throttle and it's going a normal speed. Before it was like you had to give it quarter throttle before it would do anything. Yeah, this is so much better already. It drives like it should, like a normal car. That was my biggest annoyance driving this thing around. It's like you have to like get it into boost to just really get moving with the speed of traffic. Oh yeah, way smoother part throttle. Yeah, like when it gets into boost, it doesn't feel like it's chugging. Oh my God, it's so much better. Oh my God, so much better. Better. Like I'm gonna try to insert a video clip of what it was like before and see if it'll accurately portray how bad it was, because it was so bad. Like coming up a hill in fifth, it would just start losing speed until you like got to like 3/4 throttle, just a moderate hill in fifth. Whereas right now, it's like I breathe on the gas and we're maintaining speed. Totally different ball game. Comes back to idle perfectly. Dude, this is awesome. It sounds so much better because it's like so much cleaner. Before it was like blah, 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 it's so raspy. Yeah, this is like a whole new car, man. took exactly what I wanted power-wise. We got a dirt road though. I want to take this thing ripping on some dirt roads. We've got like a national forest nearby with roads through it. I'm so excited! Oh, so stoked, man. It's so much smoother just like driving around like this, just taking off from a stop. Like it was just like before, until you got into like real boost, high RPM, it was like it was only making like 60 horsepower. Like it was just completely gutless out of boost. Whereas right now it's like what you'd expect. Like so good. Like we're not in boost, but it, you know, it has like enough power to move itself around comfortably. Well, they got like a whole boat, like a whole boat with presents in it and Santa. Yeah, it's super solid. There's like a couple little rough spots here and there, but I mean, like I said, we didn't really spend much time street tuning it to work out all the rough spots because we just didn't have time. And then again, we were limited with the math anyway. So many cops on this road, I don't even know why I bother. But the speed limit is 60, so let's try the AC. Cruise with the ACs on. I need to fix this window seal that leaks air. It's like the only thing in the car that leaks air. That's one thing I really like about this car, is it drives, like you see, there's no steering wheel shake. It's not wandering. It does not super bouncy. Like it drives really good. Like it's a totally comfortable daily driver, which most of my modified cars are not. You know, it's kind of rare for, I need to get the cruise control working. Oh, I'm just so stoked, man. I'm so happy. You know, I was real nervous that, you know, it had like one really bad injector. We had melted a piston, and that's why it ran bad, because we had a hole in a piston, and, you know, I was real stressed about it. And then checked that, and okay, like there's no holes, there's no visible holes, and it's got good compression. So that's good, you know, go to get it tuned, nervous that something's gonna go wrong and not work out, and everything worked out great. The car runs excellent. Oh, I love it, man. This is exactly what I wanted this car to be. Also got wheels and tires coming, so that's gonna be exciting. Hopefully they show up. We're gonna be doing a track day this coming week, and Adam's bringing his Evo out, which is what inspired me to get this car. So hopefully I get my wheels and tires by then, because that'll be fun. The only problem is this car doesn't have any sway bars on it. Like the previous owners took like the sway bars off of it. So it's probably not going to be great on the track, but it'll at least be fun. And it'll be a lot better with some real tires, not these friggin' all-season snow tires I got on here. Oh man, I am so stoked. I cannot, you know, I cannot thank All Seeing Eye Performance enough for getting this set up, and Stu for doing such a great job tuning it, and like I said, going above and beyond on every aspect of it. Like, he was an awesome guy to have tuning your car. He's such a nice dude. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just could not have gone better. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm stoked I get to enjoy this car now and really drive it around. Idle's perfect. I am so happy. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.